Welcome back to the second episode of Pythagoras theorem. In this episode, we'll be solving just examples. Now, with this example here, we have two right angle triangles connecting together, where we have triangle A and then triangle B here. And then with this, we can see that we have the adjacent of triangle B and opposite of triangle B, but we do not have the hypotenuse. And then also, with triangle A, the hypotenuse of B will be used to find Z in triangle A. So the first thing we do is we find the hypotenuse of triangle B, where we call the hypotenuse, let's say, X. Now, from triangle B, we can say that the hypotenuse squared would give us the adjacent squared plus the opposite squared. Now, hypotenuse is what we do not know here, which is x squared equals the adjacent will be 6 squared plus opposite squared is 3 squared. Now, x squared is going to give us 6 squared is 36 plus 3 squared is 9. So now x squared is going to give us 36 plus 9 is going to give us 45. Now we are looking for x, but not x squared. So we put a root around these figures. Now square cancels the square root. We have x now. Then root of 45 for the hypotenuse of triangle B. Then you move to triangle A. So from triangle A, we can say the same thing. Hypotenuse squared plus the adjacent, is equal to the adjacent squared plus the opposite squared. Now, the hypotenuse is what we found as x, and then x squared would give us the adjacent, let's say z squared plus the opposite is giving us 3, so 3 squared. Now, we've already found x squared, and then we found it as what? Root of 45. So root of 45 all squared is going to give us z squared plus 3 squared. Now this square will cancel the square roots, giving us what? 45 equals z squared plus 3 squared is 9. Now we have to what? Subtract. So if you subtract, we will move 9 to the 45 area, where we have 45 minus 9 equals z squared. Now 45 minus 9 is going to give us 36 is equal to z squared. We put a root around there. The square cancels this root. Now z root of 36 is what? 6. So we have 6 u. We have a similar question also, where we have two triangles. Let's name them this as triangle A, this as triangle B. Now with triangle A, we have x as a variable in it, and we do not have one side of it. We do not have this side. By triangle B, we have this and then that, but we do not have this side. So this particular side becomes the hypotenuse of triangle B, because it is opposite to the 90 degrees. So from triangle B, we can say that the hypotenuse squared is equal to the opposite squared plus the adjacent squared. Hypotenuse is what we do not know. So let's say still hypotenuse squared equals, now the opposite squared. The opposite squared 6 squared plus adjacent 4 squared. Now hypotenuse squared would give us 6 squared is 36 plus 4 squared is 16. So now the hypotenuse squared is going to give us 16 plus 36 is 52. So we have the root of 52. So hypotenuse will give us root 52. But we are not done. We are supposed to find x. So we bring it to triangle A. So now from triangle A, we can say that we have the hypotenuse already. So from triangle A now, hypotenuse squared will give us the opposite squared plus the adjacent squared. Hypotenuse is already given as 9. 9 squared equals opposite. Now the opposite is what we have as root of 52. You put all of them in a bracket and square it. Plus the adjacent is x. X squared. Now 9 squared is 81 equals square cancels the root, remaining 52 plus x squared. Now you group like terms. So you are going to have x squared equals 81 minus 52. X squared is going to give us, if you subtract this from that, you are going to get 29. Now we have root of 29. So x is going to give us the square root of 29 units. The question, this is the explanation to it. Then you do it yourself, you try it yourself. Looking at the question, it told us that we are supposed to find the highest point of the garage. And if you look at the highest point of the garage, we are going to find it as line B to this point. Let's say O. So this whole length from line B to line O is going to be the point we are finding. But before we know the whole of line B down to the ground level, we already know the question had given us from the point, the wall, that is 2 meters, from the wall to the ground level, has already been given to us as 2 meters. So now we are left with finding the length of B to D. That is the length along the slope that was given. We are finding this length, then we add it to the 2 centimeters that was given, and then we have the highest point of the garage. So you use Pythagoras theorem like we are doing, where 1.7 as the slope area becomes our hypotenuse. So our hypotenuse is going to be 1.7 meters. And then we are going to have our adjacent to be equal to 1.5 meters, where we do not have our opposite. So that is what we use to find. After finding it, then we add our opposite to the 2.0 given already. Then you have your answer.